Again, just a reminder, we use Slack to communicate. So if you're not in Slack yet, just let us know and we can add you. We also have the NESOWEA competition coming up. It's pretty much about like water quality. So we're thinking about creating a team. So all entry forms are due by December 4th. So if you're interested, either reach out to one of us on Slack or specifically Michaela. I know she is working to get a group together for that.
I think the minimum number of people is 4. Okay. So as of right now, I think we just need one more person who's interested. And but like if you guys are in maybe like I don't know, talk to your classmates, see if they're interested. You don't have to be part of ESW to do this. This is kind of like a thing. And then if we can get a team together, we'll need to pick like an advisor and get together on that. So you can always email me or DM me on Slack if you're interested.
Awesome. Okay, so just our regular project slides. We've got the education team. I know they just finished up some stuff. Do you want to give an update, Megan?
Yeah, so we are going to meet at a different day and time next semester, and a survey will be sent out more towards the end of winter break. And then we'll refine that after we send out a zip mail and try to recruit some more people. And once again, it's open to everyone, and it's really just about, you know, learning more about what you're passionate about and sharing that information with others. And so if you're interested in working on like an individual study at your own pace and there's like no requirements or anything, it's just like a fun thing that you can do over winter break, and just reach out to me, and then we will be able to use like what you work on. We can present that in other, like, you know, coffee talk or when we go into schools and whatnot. So just let me know if you're interested, and the more the merrier. So
awesome. So Zips Precious Plastics. Since we're not on campus, that's kind of made things a little more difficult, but once we're back on campus in the spring, we'll definitely have a lot more stuff, hands-on stuff to do. So if you're interested in joining, just let us know. It doesn't matter if you've had experience in this or not. We're just looking for anyone who's interested in joining. So I think by next semester, we should have the shredder and the extruder built so we can start producing 3D filament. And some of these other items here are kind of made out of spun like filament, so we could possibly try and make bowls or other types of items. Then we also have bike power. Michaela, you want to give an update?
Sure. So I placed a order for 2 generators. We decided that if we could, because basically, even though a generator has a 12-volt capacity to like put out that much, you're probably not going to be able to generate that with powering a bike. So we were going to try to install 2 generators in different locations and wire them together to increase that voltage. So those are on the way soon. They are produced in Texas, so it's going to take a while, but progress has been made. So
awesome. Okay, and now our big announcement. We've selected our officers for 2021. So let's get started. Michaela Ferry is going to be our new president. Woo! And then our VP is going to be Megan Stanfield. Our outreach coordinator will be Erin Keller, who's currently filling that role. Our social media director is going to be Lordy. Our treasurer is Chris. And then we're going to do co-bike power leads for the next year. So Megan Arcina is going to be one of them. And then will Anna.
Anna Sunlin.
Sunlin, thank you.
Yeah, I met with her today. I wanted to make sure we didn't like ruin her name. It's Anna Sunlin, so they'll be co-power power leads.
Awesome. And then Nor, it's gonna go. Nor will be our new ZPP lead. Some of you might remember Nor from about a year ago. I know she's been on co-op for a while, but she's back now, so she's going to be running ZPP. And then Keith and I are graduating this year, this coming year, so I'm super excited. I'm ready to be done. It's been a long time coming. I know it has been for Keith, but we'll be sad to leave you guys. And then let's get on to the main part of our meeting today. So there are a lot of different things that you can consider during the holidays to be more sustainable. And we're going to start off with a little bit of trivia. So how many fake trees are better than real trees in the long run because they can be reused? Is that true or false? You guys can put your guesses in the chat. Okay, it looks like everyone is saying false. It's false. Usually they're made out of PVC and other harmful additives. So about 85% of them are shipped from China, which is also, you think about it like a lot of fuel to get over here, and they can't be recycled. So they just go right into landfills or they're burned. So I think a good option if you're looking to not cut down a tree, but you don't want to necessarily have a fake tree, is they have the Norfolk pines. I know you can get those kind of large, and you can keep them year round. So a little over 2.5 billion Christmas cards are sold each year in the US, according to Stanford University. That's enough cards to fill a football field. Blank stories high. What are your guys' guesses? I'm seeing 8, 6. Okay, sorry about that. I think my internet just cut out. Can you guys hear me, see me? Good? Okay.
Yep, you're back.
Okay, so yeah, 10 stories high, which is kind of ridiculous. So just one card less would save 50,000 cubic yards of paper. That's kind of ridiculous. How many extra tons of trash are thrown away between Thanksgiving and New Year's? I actually can't. Sorry, one second. I got kicked off again.
You're still here on our end.
I got kicked off on my iPad, so I couldn't see your guys' answers. Okay, it looks like people are saying B, A, or D. It looks like 25 million. So Aaron, you were right. That's crazy. How many miles of wrapping paper are thrown away over the holidays around the world? What are your guys' guesses? Seeing A, D, B. Looks like 227,000 miles. So that's enough to wrap around the world 9 times, which is insane. That's a lot of waste. And a lot of that probably cannot be recycled due to like the coatings and glitter and whatnot. Up to blank of consumers plan to return some of their gifts, and nearly blank expect to return more than half. I'm seeing A. Lots of people are guessing A. Keith says C. It's A. So on January 22nd, or National Returns Day, UPS said it expects to process 1.9 million post-holiday return packages. That's insane. If every American family wrapped just 3 presents in reused material, it would save enough paper to cover blank football fields. Guessing C. It's B, 45,000. That's crazy. Okay, so that's the trivia. I'm going to hand things off to Megan now. Megan Stanfield.
No. So there's a lot of ways that you can be sustainable during the holidays, and so I think, I don't know, this like triangle has popped up on my Facebook a couple times. Is, you know, you start at the bottom, right? And the first thing you want to do is try to use what you have. And this is more in regards to probably like decorations and parties and hosting things, although with COVID, you know, there's probably a lot less of that this year. But, you know, borrowing or swapping like decorations and thrifting. Same thing with if you can make like DIY gifts, which is some slides on later. But some good rules of thumb is the first thing you want to do is like reduce how much you're using and refuse what you don't need, right? So if somebody's not going to use something, then, you know, try to think of something more sustainable to get them, right? You could get them like a voucher that you say, hey, I'll take you out for lunch or something, because you know they'll use that. But if you buy them some more like plastic knickknacks that are just going to sit there that nobody ever uses, you know, there's just more sustainable ways of, you know, showing people that you care and, you know, stuff like that. So you can, there's a whole list of the like all the R's. So you've got reduce, refuse, reuse, repair, repurpose, upcycle, recover, regift, and recycle. And obviously don't regift something that is like really used or to the same person who gave you that gift. But, you know, there's just some brainstorming for you on how to find some better gifts. And then there's some other rules of thumb that help, you know, with reducing waste is get their gift receipt because they can return it and get something they'll actually use instead of just throwing it away. And like I said, if they don't ask for it, could you see them using it? And there's always thrift stores and stuff that you can make. And then if you can buy something in store versus, you know, buying it and shipping it from China, you know, or from Amazon or far away, then that's always good. And then saving the materials that you already have, like the tissue paper. Like I know we always save all of our tissue paper and our boxes and our bags. And then you can save the wrapping paper for some cool stuff that are in some slides ahead. But, you know, saving what you have to use again is always really great. Now I think I pass it off to Erin.
Yep.
Yeah. So when it comes to wrapping gifts, the reason that typical wrapping paper is so bad for the environment is that it contains a lot of non-paper additives, which makes the wrapping paper not recyclable. So there's things like glitter and plastic. A lot of times it's laminated. And then it's also expensive and nobody wants to spend more money than they have to. So some alternatives to that are to use boxes, bags, old wrapping paper, tins. You can also use mailing paper, which there's some discussion about whether this is really what it is. It's just that brown paper, and it's like just very plain and not laminated. You can also get eco-friendly paper. A lot of times this is sold on Etsy, and you can use newspaper as well. So here's an example of that mailing paper. And then Rapidly is it's just a little company that sells, the wrapping paper that they sell is kind of expensive, but it's eco-friendly and super cute. And so if you're getting a gift for someone that you don't want to wrap it in like newspaper or not wrap it, then this is a really great alternative. And then Etsy has a ton of options as well. And a lot of these are just kind of like self-stamped different kinds of wrapping paper, which you could do yourself. And then here are some reusable bags and fabric wrapping options. And using bags is really important. Make sure you always keep them and reuse them. Don't throw them away. And then you want to use your old wrapping paper. So I remember my mom used to read us like the Christmas sweater, I think, which is like by Glenn Beck or someone. And they were like super poor and they'd have to unwrap their gifts carefully so that they could save the wrapping paper and reuse it. And that's a great option. But if you accidentally rip your wrapping paper or something like that, then you can turn it into little crafts. I'm sure you can find a ton of things on Pinterest, and then you can make decorations out of it. And then another big problem is greeting cards. People send out a ton of greeting cards. I know we do, and we always have pictures in them, and then you're using these laminated pictures and these glittery cards that have all this plastic on them, and it's so bad for the environment. And so some alternatives are to create a holiday slideshow, e-card, or video that you email to people. And a lot of people consider this to be less personal, but I think making like a slideshow or a video would be more personal than just sending a card. You could also write a letter. You could use a postcard because those only are like one piece of paper instead of like two folded. And then you could also get some eco-friendly cards. And you can also, this is like, again, one of those things that a lot of people see as cheap, but you could tear off the front of old cards and then use that to make a postcard and send it out. And if you do have to buy a card, then always try and find paper cards that don't have a bunch of extra stuff on top. So here are a couple sustainable greeting card companies, Paper Culture and Merry-Go-Round. The unfortunate thing is that you would have to ship these because I know that Merry-Go-Round at least is like based in Australia. So you could always make your own cards. And then I think we're passing it off to Michaela.
All right, so for decorations, a lot of, my gosh, sorry. For making decorations, a lot of times you can use things that you already have. Like I know some people like do tablecloths that are festive or things like that. And a lot of things is you can make things out of things you already have. Like I was kind of thinking, I got a new apartment this year and I was thinking of ways I could decorate for Christmas. And actually I think I'm going to take like, we get tons of ads in the mail, like for the grocery store and stuff. And I was going to cut them really thin and make those cute little paper chains to like hang around the dorm. Because like when they're cut up like that, like you're not really going to know that they're newspaper ads. So another thing you can do is swap with a friend. You can host like Hollywood, or oh my gosh, holiday decor parties. And you would just bring all your stuff and you guys just kind of like sort through like who wants what. And then whatever doesn't get picked, you can either donate or whatever you would like to do with them. Buying at a garage sale or a thrift shop, I find a lot of decorations at garage sales and thrift shops, and most of the time, like, they might need to be repaired or like, you know, repainted, things like that, but normally they're in pretty good shape. And then you can also buy them at a local store instead of like a Walmart, where the majority of it is going to be made in plastic. You can also make your own decorations, like this cute little Christmas tree that's made out of toilet paper rolls, or, you know, like these felt little elves. Lots of things like that are super easy to make, and they're super cute, and they're also more personal than, you know, the thing you find at Walmart. So here's just some more you can do. You can use things like pine cones, or I've seen where you can like slice up an orange and you put it in the oven so that it like dries out, and you can make a garland out of that. Pinterest is great for that kind of stuff. And then I don't know if this is still me, but I'll just keep going until someone tells me to stop. So for having sustainable parties, you want to try to avoid like balloons and single-use decorations. I know that, you know, and sometimes you can purchase like single-use decorations and just reuse them over and over again. I know that like for my grad party, like my friends and I kind of shared decorations, so that made it less wasteful, and we also saved money that way. You can also shop secondhand, like at a thrift store or garage sale. Something that I think is really cute is you can make edible decorations, because, you know, if you have to put snacks out anyways, they might as well be festive. So maybe for Thanksgiving this week, you could try making a little turkey vegetable platter, which I just think is so adorable. And then you can also make your own decorations. And then for parties, you obviously want to try to avoid like single-use paper and plastic cups. Obviously, like if you have to use single-use, paper is the better option just because it'll biodegrade. But I know that some paper plates are still like coated in like a plasticky material, so I don't know if those biodegrade as well. And also, it's super easy to just bring your own silverware and dishes. I know that like washing them is kind of a pain in the butt for like big parties, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. And then for your food, try to buy local. I know a lot of like smaller bakeries, you can buy like little desserts there if you're not good at cooking yourself, instead of going to, you know, Walmart or Target or wherever you go and getting like the plastic packed cookies. You want to try to avoid the plastic and single-use packaging, and then make sure that your ingredients are from sustainable sources, like for your vanilla or sugar cane or all that kind of stuff. Just try to do your research. Is this still me?
This is Megan, I think.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of gifts that we've done some research on that are pretty sustainable if you want to go and buy things. But first, obviously, you know, if you can use what you have, make them out of what you have already, swap with a friend, buy secondhand or buy local first, then move on to, hey, you need something that's sustainable, or I'm going to get you a gift. Here's something sustainable that you can use that's good for the environment and like in the long run will be used. So what's our first thing? I think it's the Brita water bottle. So Brita has a lot of good stuff. Okay, so it's a water filtering system. So there's no more excuses for single-use plastic water bottles, right? Which is just so wasteful, even if you reuse them. But this is a really good option because most of the time people use those either because they're really easy or their water isn't filtered, right? So they drink out of plastic water bottles. These, they have no more excuse because if you use the pitcher, you change it every like 2 months. For any Brita product, you change your filter every like 2 months. It's pretty cheap compared to, you know, if you buying all of those packs of water. So the Brita pitcher is good. And then if you're on the go, you can fill up your Brita water bottle and then when you like suck the water through the straw, it filters it for you. So even if you had to go get some tap water somewhere that doesn't have filtering, there's still no excuse to grab a single-use plastic water bottle because it will filter it for you on the go. And the plastic ones are dishwasher safe, and the stainless steel ones are washed by hand. But I don't think that's very pricey, considering saving, those giant 40 bulk packs of water. So just consider it for that person that you know in life that really likes their single-use plastic.
Are we switching back and forth for this?
Yeah, we can take turns if you want.
Okay, I can go next. So the Pella phone cases are made with renewable energy, and they're biodegradable and compostable. So that's really nice, especially people tend to get a new phone. When you switch phones, like, your case is pretty much useless. So it would be good to know that when you're done with it, at least it's not hurting the environment anymore. I know I've seen these advertised on like Instagram, and they have a lot of cool designs. So yeah, if you know someone who needs a new phone case or is getting a new phone at Christmas time, this is a great option. And they also have watch bands for Apple Watches, it looks like.
I don't know if they're still running this sale, but I know for a while Pella was doing like a buy one get one because of the virus, you're supposed to be washing your phone case more often. So I don't know if that offer is still valid, but if that's a gift you're considering, now would be the time to get. I'll go next. This company is called 10 Tree, and for every product you purchase, they plant 10 trees somewhere. And I've never bought any. I haven't bought anything from them yet, but I think when you get it, you get a little card, and then you log in, and then you choose like what trees are planted where. I mean, obviously, like they choose like native trees to go in certain places, but it is pricier. Like, it's not something that you could go get at Kohl's. It's more like it's kind of upscale, but from what I've read online, the quality is really good and people like it. And you can also buy like this brand secondhand, which then you're not going to be doing the planting the 10 trees, but they were originally planted, and you can still like support that, the movement. So.
And then another company is I Heart Dogs. They aren't necessarily committed to sustainability, but they do offer reusable bags, and all of their maybe not all of their proceeds, but they do raise money for veterans to get service dogs and to transport dogs from low demand to high demand. So this is kind of just a general idea of supporting a business that even if you can't find a sustainable one, they're at least supporting a good cause.
Now we have the wonderful stocking stuffers, which is either usually sometimes candy or a bunch of little not useless, but knickknacks that'll stay around that, they don't really have a purpose. But here's some really good, useful, eco-friendly stocking stuffers that we found. If you could hit the next slide, Kayla. Thank you. So first off is vouchers, right? So I think we all probably remember like back in like, elementary school maybe, is like for Mother's Day, they'd always like have you make like vouchers for your mom. Be like, you get a hug, or I'll help you with laundry once, like, and you give them a voucher. And so I don't know why these aren't more popular, because I think these are a really great idea if you don't know what to get someone, or this person, like, they don't really have anything that they need, but like, spending time with them, is what they value and what you value, or like doing, yard work, or doing a car wash for like your grandparents or your parents who are like super busy or something, or babysitting, doing something like that, or like, hey, and I owe you a coffee date or something. That might mean more to them in the long run than, if you just give them like another Starbucks coffee mug, you know? So it's just something more personal that you can do. Or like, I remember making like open when cards, you know, in like middle school for my friends. So like, you know, something like that that's homemade and it's personalized. Those are really good little items to little small ticket items because they're tickets. But okay.
These are super good for the people who like seem to have everything. You know, like you're thinking about what to get them. They're like, no, they already have something like that. Like this is just, it's a fun way to do something really personal for someone who you can't like get an object for.
Yeah. And it's also really good for those people like my sister who have like 16 Starbucks coffee mugs and then 16 more regular mugs that they're never going to use. But me, instead of giving her a Starbucks, like a gift card, which are also very good ideas as gift cards, but instead of giving her that, I can say, hey, I'll go buy you coffee. Like, here's a punch card. I'll buy you coffee 5 times. Like, that's your Christmas present. But it's a good stocking stuffer, too. So I think next, if Kayla wants to go.
Yes. So Burts Bees is another good company to support. Right now, their products are made with 50% post-consumer recycled plastic. Their labels are also vegetable-based, the ink on those labels, and they extend the label to avoid tampering instead of putting them in like plastic shrink wrap. So that saves about 1,800 miles of plastic shrink wrap a year, which is crazy. They also do recycling using TerraCycle or drop it in a large plastic bottle, like for curbside pickup. So like if you want to recycle your little lip balm, you can just put it like in a milk jug or something that probably is of similar plastic. And they also have a lot of great flavors, scents. Some things are eczema friendly, so they're a good option to look at. I will say though, there are a lot of companies or small businesses out there now that are selling chapsticks in cardboard tubes. I just bought my first one, so check out Etsy as well if you're looking for like sustainable chapstick.
So another stocking stuffer, I've seen a lot of ads for this on Instagram. Is by the last, they have several different things. They don't just have the cotton swab, but it is a good idea. It's not like here's this gift so you can clean your ears. I know that like you can use Q-tips for a lot of different things. Like I know some people use them to apply their makeup, and if that's something that you do every day, then that generates a lot of waste. So it's just a good option, and it's nice and small. I like that it's like portable. Like you could put it on a keychain if you wanted to, if you need to clean your ears or fix your makeup on the go.
You can also get these cute silicone reusable cupcake liners from Walmart. Looking for little things like this that will just kind of make someone's life a little easier, because I know whenever we make cupcakes, we always like forget to get the liners and then you have to like scrub the pan more. And so this is something that's helpful and sustainable.
And I actually have some like this. They're super easy to like take out. Like I just made some cornbread the other day. They come out super easy. They don't stick at all. And they're really good. Like if you are packing your lunch and you want to put hummus in a container, but you don't want it to get all over the carrots before you get to them, you just like put your hummus in that and put it in your container with the carrots, and it's very convenient. And I think they're dishwasher safe. So if you're really lazy and you hate washing dishes, you can just throw them in the dishwasher.
The next one is native deodorant. I just bought some. I think it smells really nice. I got the cucumber and mint one, and I got it from Target, so that's cool. You don't have to have it shipped. I don't think all Targets have them, but I know the Target in Medina does, and it's completely plastic-free deodorant. I was like reading reviews on it. Some people said that they didn't like the packaging. I think it's great. It works awesome, and it smells great. And it's like comparable, like the price is comparable to other deodorants, I think. And I bought mine probably a month ago, and I'm still like, it's not like you use it up quickly. I know like Tom's makes like aluminum free deodorant. It's still in plastic, but I felt like that one I went through it super fast. So it's a good product.
I'd also like to add, they have like a summer scent that's like strawberry. It's so wonderful. It smells great. So if you want to buy some in the summer, they'll have that strawberry seasonal scent, and that's really good.
We also have Peaceful Fruits, which they're an awesome company, and they came and talked to us last semester. So they're organic fruit strips, and it's all organically sourced. It's gluten-free, GMO-free. There's no added sugar, corn syrup. It's nut allergy safe. It's all of the fruit snacks that you see in the store mostly have all of the stuff I just said that there's none of it in. So it's a very healthy option, and they taste pretty good. So supporting a small business, which is now growing, and they employ people with disabilities, which is really good, and they ethically source their fruit to sustain the Amazon rainforest. So go check out their website. They ship everywhere in North America, and you get free shipping when you order 4 or more 12 packs, which is not bad for the fruit strips are pretty big. You're not getting gypped for your money. So it's and I think you get discounts the more you buy in bulk. But
I also think
really
the packaging is 100% recyclable.
I think it is also.
Also, I think if you didn't want to order them online, I'm pretty sure they're sold at Mustard Seed and some local Giant Eagles. So definitely, if you didn't want to buy them online, you could go check out Mustard Seed, and they have them there.
Yep.
But they are local to this area, so they started in the Akron area, so they are a local small business. Oh, okay. Empty Bin Zero Waste is another local business. They're located in Canton, and they sell all kinds of zero waste items. Obviously, it's hard for anything to be completely zero waste, but you know what they mean by that. So they sell the toothpaste tablets, bar soaps and shampoos, different food storage items. They sell the bamboo toothbrushes, and you can see here in this picture the floss that comes in the little jars. They also sell the reusable straws and starter kits. So that could be a great gift option for someone who you might know that's interested in being a little more sustainable. They have some cool starter kits that you can get.
Yeah, and I was gonna say they're a small local business, and so they're going to close their brick and mortar store after Thanksgiving until I think the end of the year, but they'll be open for curbside pickup, and they ship and can possibly deliver. So that's always an option, and it's really sad because they've gotten hit really, really hard by COVID. Their sales are down 70% this year, is what I saw on their website. So if you're thinking about, trying things like bite tablets or something, they're actually cheaper here, and you get for more, So I'd really check them out if you're considering buying anything, trying to be zero waste and support local business.
Absolutely. I think that's it then, right?
I think so.
Yep, that's it.
I don't know where Michaela's shoe slide went, but Michaela, if you wanted to talk about your shoe.
Oh, yeah. There's this shoe brand called Nothing New, and the whole shoe is either made from recycled materials, the sole of the shoe is made out of recycled rubber, the canvas is made out of recycled cotton, and everything's either completely recycled or sustainably sourced. And if you go to their website, it talks about, I think each shoe uses 6 plastic bottles. I could be wrong though, but it's a really cool site, and I think that they're priced about the same for what you would pay for other shoes. They're styled like the Converse shoes, those kinds, and they look exactly like them, and they're about $100, and I think that's what the Converse run these days. So it's a good option.
Also, I think soon we're going to be posting a spreadsheet onto our website that has like a list of different like sustainable products that we've tried that we've enjoyed, because sometimes, you know, things can be hit or miss, especially if you're buying something like from Amazon. You just never really know if it's the right fit for you. So we'll be posting that on our website soon. So if there's like certain sustainable products you're looking for, you can see what some officers have thought about them.
I also encourage everyone, if you're holiday shopping or you see something, like post in the general Slack, you know. That's always, we love seeing when people post in there. So if you find an interesting article or find a really great company that you're like, wow, this looks really cool, share it with us, because, you know, we're also interested in buying that stuff. So.
And you can always ask us about certain products too, like, hey, I'm looking for a new razor that's more sustainable. Like, you can throw that in the chat, and maybe one of us has tried something different. So we're definitely open to giving input on anything we've tried as well. Also, we're going to be doing a fundraiser with Scentsy. It's going to be an online fundraiser, so it'll be like contact free. Everything will be shipped to your door. So we'll be sending a link out soon, and you can share that with your family members. You could even like purchase everything together. But yeah, it's just to help support us with anything we need funding for.
And just in regards to the Scentsy fundraiser real quick, because it's online and we had to do it contact free just because of COVID and everything, there is a shipping cost. So if you live close to other people in ESW or you live on campus, if it's safe to do so COVID wise, you might want to like reach out to other members, or even in the general Slack, say like, hey, I live in this area. Does anyone want to go in together with me? Because then you could split that shipping cost and just order your items together, and then like you know what you got and they would know what they got. So that would just save some money there.
Yeah, just keep an eye out for an email over the break about our spring general body meeting time and what our project teams are going to do in the spring. So, yeah.
And that's all we had for you guys today. So good luck with finals. I hope you have a safe and relaxing winter break, and maybe you'll have a chance to see your family. Maybe you'll have to meet them virtually. But yeah, we're open to any questions you might have. If you guys just want to chat for the next 15 minutes, that's fine too.
One last thing, I will be sending out an email, and it will have this PowerPoint presentation in it, so that any links in it you guys can go to if you wanted to look over it again, or maybe share it with your family members to be like, hey, here's a cool product that I learned about, you know, hint, hint, you know. So I'll send that out, and you should be able to like access all the links through it.
Yeah, and everything is linked. All the products that are underlined, it's all linked to their websites. So it's a good time. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, input on products they've tried? Anything?
This isn't like a product I've tried, but like, okay, do you know those like beeswax wraps that like they sell everywhere?
Yeah.
I've made them, and they're actually like, it's pretty cheap to make, and like I think I'm gonna get a lot of people that for a gift, because you just get a piece of cotton fabric and pellets and put it in the oven. So, like
Super
that's
awesome.
an idea.
I've gotten some from Etsy, and the experiences I've had working or like, you know, purchasing those items from them, they've always been like super, super nice. They have a lot of cool options, and I know they're just making it at home themselves. So definitely consider supporting me, like a small business. And I think Empty Bin Zero Waste might have some beeswax wrap as well.
I think they do.
Brooklyn, you said you used pellets for it. Where did you get, like, I'm assuming they're just like wax pellets that you melt down, but where did you get them? And would you mind, if you got them online, would you mind sharing that link?
I originally got them from a like a Mennonite store near me.
Oh, okay.
So Planktown, and like I originally just bought like a bar and shaved it, but that was a giant pain. So like I would not recommend doing that.
Okay. But it was just beeswax?
Yeah, it was just like a little, like almost like a soap bar of it.
Oh, okay.
I think I have made candles before at home and bought wax for that, but I think like if you went to your local Michael's or like Packatans, if those still exist. They sell like wax there if you didn't want to like ship it. So they definitely have wax at craft stores that you could get. And I know like they should have like 100% beeswax there too.
That's fun. Has anyone else done any cool sustainable DIY products that they'd like to share?
I had this really cool idea I was gonna do. We get like a ton of catalogs shipped. Well, my mom gets a ton of catalogs shipped to her house every year. And I was like, there's got to be a way to repurpose these. And I thought, like, I have a hole punch. And I was like, I'm going to hole punch these out and make like mosaic designs with them. But my hole punch broke halfway through.
Oh.
And so, like, it's like halfway done. I'm like, do I go out and get another hole punch? Or like, I don't know. It was a lot of work. So I probably will just not finish it. But
I just got rid of a bunch of National Geographic magazines. I gave them to my boss, and his daughter is going to college for like some art degree, and she like rips up the magazines, the different colors, and does like collage art, and it's like really good. Like she makes like human faces out of it. It's so good. It's insane. I can send you the pictures, but but it's just really good. So always think of like how you can repurpose it. And also I've been baking lately. I've hit that part of pandemic where you just bake. So I've been baking muffins. So I think I'm gonna make muffins for Christmas for people. And by muffins for people, I mean like my family who's gonna eat them anyway. I'll just make more muffins. It's fine. Because, you know, once you buy, you know, your thing, then, you know, as long as you aren't like breaking your tins and stuff, then it's pretty sustainable. All you really have to buy are like the berries. That's really it. That's all I have to buy, I think. But good time. So baked goods, I don't know where that slide went either. I feel like a couple of the slides disappeared.
Our slides just disappeared.
I don't know where they went.
PowerPoint just knew our presentation was too long and was just like, nope, you don't need this one.
No, but the one slide was about another good stocking stuffer is like baked goods. If you bake cookies or something, putting them in a little cute bag, then that would be good, reusable bag. And then if you're gonna buy candy, always try to find those candies without like plastic packaging. So like the Junior Mints and Dots and like Milk Duds, I think. Those all have like, there's no plastic packaging in that. So that's always good.
Something my family does, like my boyfriend's dad or his dad wants cookies for Christmas. He always wants a certain kind of cookies that I make. And so what I've done is I went out and I bought like a set of like, you know, Christmas cookie containers. And each year I give him those same containers and then they give them back to me later. So you could almost start a tradition like that with your family too. If you are wanting to give like some kind of food as a gift.
Yeah.
That's really convenient, honestly. And you could buy like a more sustainable packaging too, like if you want to get mason jars or some kind of like glass container, those are great as well.
That's what my grandma will do. That is she'll give each of us a like little gift card container box, and then Christmas is like we're done with things, and she's like, okay, take your gift card out and give me back so I can give them to you next year. And I was like, okay, Grandma, here you go. So that's just like another, like that's one, like I have two sisters and then like my two parents. So she had to buy 5 containers every year to get, you know, and obviously if your family's bigger, then, you know, that's a lot of containers every year that you could save by just, you know, saying, hey, just put your gift card in your wallet real quick because you're going to do it in 5 minutes anyway, and then I'll reuse the tin. So that's another good option.
I don't know if your guys' families do this, but I know that for a while my family did like the popcorn tins. Like everyone, like each individual household would like get a popcorn tin, and those are super easy to reuse. Like you can spray paint them and you can use them as like, whether you use it for storage or like a garbage can, or you can drill holes in the bottom and make it like a planter. And then like the lid, if you just put it underneath, you can like, when you drill the holes in the actual container, the lid will act as like the tray so that water doesn't get all over your living room. So those are good options too.
Yeah.
So speaking of candy wrappers, my mom actually told me about this, but Subaru retailers, they will actually take candy wrappers and TerraCycle them. So the one on State Road actually in Cuyahoga Falls and a couple in Akron, like I can link to what I just found because I kind of Googled like TerraCycle candy wrappers like car place because that's all I exactly remembered that my mom told me. But
That's really
yeah.
awesome. We'll have to like.
That
put
makes
that
me happy
in
that I drive a Subaru. I feel very proud right now.
I
Is there
also
any- Oh, who's talking?
posted in the chat. So there's this place called Zero Waste Cartel, and they ship from Ohio. So if you wanted to buy some like zero waste products that didn't have to ship as far, they're a good option. But also, they do sustainable packaging. So they like specifically work with a shipping company that doesn't add plastic to the shipping contain like the shipping boxes or anything. So that's another good option if maybe zero empty bin zero waste doesn't have what you're looking for. Zero Waste Cartel might.
And then I see Megan just uploaded the TerraCycle Subaru thing in the chat. So
Also, if any of you guys have dogs or like animals, I actually, because I work for a pet store, there's one business called Open Farm. They completely are sustainable. They're one of the only TerraCyclable brands. All of their food, they're the first certified organic dog food brand. And they also are very sustainable with like any of their fishing. You can actually trace also where all the meat is coming from in the food. It's a bit pricier, but if any of you guys have animals, then there's also another brand called Earth Animal. The packaging not the best, but they are very sustainable for their resourcing.
that's awesome.
And a brand called Nuo, one of their packaging for one of their lines of food is now TerraCyclable.
That's cool.
Are there
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask if there are any other topics while we're having this conversation that you guys would like us to go over and find some research on for like the spring semester. We are looking to do a how to be like sustainable like daily life like as like a college student. So I just want to throw it out to you guys, and we want to best serve you guys. So what are you guys thinking? That you want to know about?
One idea that I've always had, like, I mean, I'm on a lot of medications, and pill bottles are pain in the ass to recycle. And I think there's a couple places you can send them to, but I think that idea would be a good one just to present to everyone about, like, what you can do with any, like, medication bottles or things like that, like, that you have no choice but to use.
Right. And I think another good point to make is there's a person I watch on YouTube who like has been doing zero waste or less waste for a few years, and she made a really good point where she said that it's not that we want a few people to do like zero waste perfectly, it's that we want everyone to do zero waste imperfectly. So like obviously if you're someone who has medical conditions, you have to take that medication and there's just not much you can do about that. But if you're doing everything else right, I don't think you should ever feel guilty about it, right? Because you don't really have a choice and you don't want to be sick just because you're trying to save some plastic, right? So it's just a good reminder to not be so hard on yourself, and the fact that you're making some effort is still way better than not making any effort at all.
I think Brooklyn was gonna say something.
Yeah, something I thought would be interesting to talk about is so like I don't know, I feel like older people have a hard time with recycling. Like it took like kind of a lot for me to like convince my mom to like implement some like recycling measures in our house, and like my dad he's not, I wouldn't say he's against it, but just like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be interesting to talk about how to like get older members of your family to go towards like sustainability and recycling.
Yeah, that's really important, and it's really difficult to do, but I think that we can
were gonna
still
do
brainstorm and find a way.
Yeah, we were gonna do an event on like we called it like eco depression or something. On like how to not be sad that like your efforts, like aren't enough until everyone kind of starts doing that. And that might be something we could touch on during that event. So
Bouncing off that idea, we could figure out how to talk to somebody who doesn't believe in global warming.
oh my gosh.
It's so much fun when your father denies global warming and your mother is all about being sustainable for the environment. It's so confusing.
I saw this TikTok and it was like how to like manage like Thanksgiving dinner, you know, with like a family that doesn't believe in like climate change or anything like that. And it was just funny. Oh. It is 6:16, so our meeting is technically over. I appreciate everyone coming. I know this was a lot of information, but we really just wanted to give you guys a bunch of ideas on, you know, like sustainable gifts. I know, because, you know, like if we had just picked a few that might not have like hit kind of everyone's like, oh, I could get that for so and so. So I know it was a lot, but I appreciate everyone for hanging in with us and yeah.
And if you're interested in helping make a presentation like that, the education team did that, and the education team is open to anyone and everyone. And if we say, hey, we're going to do like sustainability for like Valentine's Day, or we're doing the sustainability for college students, if you just want to do like a one-off and help with a project, like, you are more than welcome. You know, just reach out and Slack me, or just show up to our meetings, which we'll figure out what time they are next semester. But everyone's always welcome, and it's not like super boring, I promise. So, you know, just, it's a good time, and we always talk, and, you know, our brainstorming sessions are so fun, and then we, you know, make really awesome presentations. I thought that was pretty good, a lot of information, so everyone's always welcome.
Yes. Thank you all for hanging in there for the semester as well. And also last semester, I know things are very different now with ESW just because of COVID, but I had a great time as your president, and I know Michaela's going to do awesome. So yes, good luck to everyone with finals, and have a nice winter break. Bye.